This, believe it or not, is Simplicity 8656. Believe it or not. So there's a lot going on in this hack. So let me show you the ready-to-wear inspiration for this hack. So this is a shirt that I bought, I think from Marshall's. And so notice there's rib knitting, and this is like a soft, maybe, I don't know, kind of a soft jersey knit. And notice that it has raglan sleeves. And then notice that it also has a side slit and ruffles. And then another banded bottom. I love, this is like my all-time favorite shirt. And then one other thing that you'll notice on the inside, it has, which you probably have seen in many of your t-shirts and your polo shirts, it has twill tape from the back shoulder seam all the way across the back to the other side of, to the other shoulder seam. And so, yeah, this is like really, and it looks like it's a high-low, even though I don't remember it being a high-low. I haven't worn it since last fall or winter. So, but yeah, it isn't a high-low, which I don't think I made this one a high-low, but this one is a high-low. I think I might have tried. All right, so let's talk about some of the features and what I did. So I love, like I said, I love this shirt so much so that I wanted to replicate it. And so I was looking for a pattern that I could whip up really quick that would be similar to this. I probably could have found a billion patterns that had raglan sleeves. However, the first thing that came to mind, of course, was Simplicity 8656, because I'd made it before. I knew the pattern, I knew the fit, and I knew that I could recreate it. So, and I already had a pattern, already had a drafted pattern out of pattern paper. So basically all I had to do was make a few changes to that original draft and then redraft it to make it like this. So one of the things that I did was, if you notice, there's a seam right here because I added a sleeve to make this long sleeve. And it was not conventional because I didn't, the only thing I did was measure my arm length from the length of where this sleeve stopped to how much more longer I wanted it to be. Notice I did not add rib knitting to the cuff, which is something that I could probably do, and I probably thought about it, but then at the last minute forgot or changed my mind, not sure. But I did kind of like just cut a triangular piece or whatever shape this is to just add on with seam allowance to add on to this, to the end of Simplicity's 8656 sleeve. That is basically all I did to add this sleeve. Now, I did make it longer, of course, because as you know, originally Simplicity 8656 is not that long. So I did extend the length of the pattern, and I accounted for needing to add a banded bottom. I also added a slit. So when I cut the pattern out with the side seams, I made sure that I didn't sew all the way down. So I stopped where I wanted my slit to be. And in the process of my slit, I added a ruffle. And it's funny, I'm telling you guys all of the things that I've done to this shirt and don't remember really what I did because I didn't write anything down, which is very common when I'm in the moment and I'm sewing. I even sometimes forget to take pictures of things that I'm doing. And so I'm trying to get better at making sure that I'm documenting more, because I know that it would be helpful for others, but not only for others, but for myself when I want to make this shirt again. So we are, this shirt is going to be in the Pattern Hack series. So you know, and we can kind of tweak it to make it, you can tweak it to make it your own. But I do want to recreate this shirt. And so I added a ruffle here in the side slip that mimics the ruffle in the ready to wear. Then I added the banded bottom, and I finished the neckline and rib knitting just like this collar has rib knitting. And I went a step further. I have to take her off so you can see. I went a step further and added that twill tape on the back, which I had never done before in a shirt or t-shirts that I've made a billion times, and I'd seen it a billion times. Didn't really know what to do. I just kind of mimicked how this one was sewn in, and I just took some twill tape and sewed it from shoulder seam to shoulder seam across the back. Yeah, and I think those are all of the changes that I did to this hack right here. So this is we'll just call this the ruffle side slit hack. All right, on to the next one. So this hack is simple. It's the high-low hack. And basically it's exactly what it is. It's a high-low. It's Simplicity 8656 in a high-low. And what I did was basically take the same pattern, make sure she's fixed up. Take the same pattern and I just made it lower in the back than it is in the front, and just did kind of like a curve right here on the side seam, so it would curve and then just have a more elongated finish. I finished, this is like an ITY knit. So again, keep in mind all of the different fabric choices that I'm using, because the one that you just saw is more like a jersey knit or maybe a terry knit. Yeah, not sure, just like a jersey terry knit. And so the fabric choice is very important. This is an ITY knit, and so of course it's going to lay a little bit differently from all of your other knits. So I finished the neckline with a binding, fabric binding. So not bias binding, but I cut a piece of binding and stitched it in just like you would in a t-shirt. So I stitched it in to fit. And then I did a twin needle hem and a twin needle to finish the sleeve. Very simple, quick and easy, just altering the pattern. This is another make for 8656, one that I'm not I don't really care for. And this is basically just the 8656. It's just lengthened. That's the only thing I did. It's not a high-low. I just lengthened the bottom just to make it a little bit longer. However, I think I might like this if it was in a different fabric. I used a heavy rib knitting fabric for this, or ribbed fabric, and I'm not real pleased with it. I just don't think the fabric choice was a good choice, because it just doesn't, for me, it just doesn't lay right. And you'll see pictures. I don't even know if I only got like maybe 1 or 2 pictures in this, but I did do binding, the same kind of fabric binding. I did that the same here and eased it in. And then I did a regular twin needle finishing and twin needle finishing for the hem. But that's it. I just lengthened this one. All right, let's go to the next one.